Okay, I don't know what happened. My recording stopped. Okay, anyway, Tamio, excellent work. I know it's late for you as well. So, Susanna Gomez, I don't think she usually can make it. Nope. Susanna, oh, lovely. A really nice piece. I think I saw mainly uh, a small a small part of this, but it has a very sort of Egon Schiele style for the eyes, these sort of piercing eyes. And we were talking earlier with Ina about face on, but you've really nailed it. And I love this, and this sort of the way you've drawn the Kenzo typography feels like lipstick as well. So this sort of pastel, like a lipstick style. Susanna, I think this is probably my favorite drawing you've done. So well done. I think it's really nice. So great work, Susanna. I don't know if you did any more. Let's have a quick look. Um, no, but Susanna, that's that. I think that's my favorite. Oh wait, yeah, no, really cool. Well done, Susanna. Carlotta, I know she's in Australia. Again, it almost. I think what you need to do, Carlotta, and is convert these drawings into cyanotypes. Yeah, and I know I'm talking to you afterwards regarding you watching this back, but a cyanotype. So get your drawings, put them onto acetate, and make prints out of them as cyanotypes. They'd be so cool. I think your work as a cyanotype. Look at Rauschenberg, Yves Klein, all the people who did cyanotypes. So please do a cyanotype and send it to me. I think it will add another dimension to your work. Um, and then, we've seen Corey, we've seen Alessandra. Is Alessandra on here? Yes, Alessandra. I think this is in Procreate, and I think you can hear me. Can you hear me, Alexandra?
Talk too much.
I can just about hear you. You sounded like you were under a swimming pool.
No, I have my speakers on, but I won't be able to talk too much. I have
Yeah.
only 2 minutes. But yeah, it's
Made in Procreate, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah, it's in Procreate. It's digital, and I was inspired by a campaign from Kenzo, which was the all about movement and sports, and this one I think was a dancer that posed. And yeah, I wanted to capture the essence of the brand, like vitality and dynamic and rhythm. So this is it.
The one thing I would like to see is how this drawing would look like on a flat green color background, because you've got all of these like almost painterly marks. Like the hand, that hand is absolutely beautiful. The way you've drawn that hand
Mhm.
is lovely, and the painting and the approach of all the different colors that are going into that hand. Um, I don't know if you necessarily need to do all the painterly effects around the eyes. I'm not too sure if it was in the piece, but
No,
that
it was more of a it was reminiscence of the eye motif, uh, the iconic eye that the brand has in their products, also as prints or the perfume world of Kenzo.
no, well, okay, but I love the
Yeah.
I think the hand is beautiful, and I think that technique that you're using, showing all the muscles and all the pieces are really nice, and I would really be interested to see you drawing, um, because I'm a big fan of Robert Mapplethorpe. It would be cool to see you drawing some still life and see how you would look at glass and different materials rather than people, but draw them the same way as you draw people.
Um, okay, so
Does that make sense? So you're looking at refraction, you're looking at light play, uh, you're looking at you're finding the depth in the art, almost a little bit like Van Gogh, where he uses impressionism. You have this impressionistic style. It would be great to see you how you draw plants, objects, like Loewe, where they do a tomato with one of their like soaps. I'd like to
yeah,
see you illustrate something like that, and you could send it to me via Instagram. I'd be interesting to see, could you draw a still life in that technique for an object rather than a human?
yeah. Of course, I also love to draw flowers and things from nature, from the vegetal words. Sorry, I can't find my words right now. But yeah, I used to study graphics, so this is a skill that I developed in those years of understanding form and colors. So, but especially, I mean, the things that attract me, the subject that attracts me the most is the human form because it's so expressive and um, um, portraits and yeah. But I will definitely send you some of my other works, and maybe try to translate something new in this kind of technique. Like,
Al- al-
uh, y- yeah,
Also, um, because you like very expressive techniques and poses, I would be looking. Do you know Willy van der Peer? Have you ever heard of him?
no,
He's the
just
photographer. He photographs a lot of work for Raf Simons, and he does these really like weird angles in photographs and shapes and forms. It'd be good for you to illustrate maybe some of the work of Willy van der Peer, the photographer.
and, uh,
Look him up.
um, yeah, I will definitely look him up. And yeah, I saw some of his work right now, and it looks very cinematic.
Yes, very cinematic. That's the exact words for him. And I feel you like that cinematic feel. So
Yeah.
and he loves interesting compositions and poses. Also, do you know Paolo Roversi?
Oh yeah, I love Jersey. And, it's so
Yes.
picturesque.
Yeah, so Paolo Reversi is a great example of someone who's like good poses, very cinematic, interesting angles,
Yeah,
but really nice. And I love your light. It's very painterly, which reminds me of Paolo Reversi, this sort of coloration and tone and stuff like that. So really nice.
yeah.
You're using. I would like to see you using maybe a limited palette, and you're not allowed to use purple because I have seen your work before, and I know you love purple.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's one of my favorite colors, and I love how it looks with the. I started loving saturated palettes because yeah, I think why not enjoy all that color has to give, and yeah, it's something that I kind of would like to integrate in um my personal style.
Yeah,
Okay.
good, and I really like it, and I'll have a think in the future for more painters because you have a very painterly approach to drawing, and you really understand light and shadow and form, and a lot of the war artists. If you look at a lot of artists who illustrate for war, there's an illustrator or artist called Peter Howson. He did that
Okay.
painting of Madonna, and he draws and paints a little bit like you. Peter Howson, Howson.
Okay. Peter House.
Look him up, Peter Howson. He was a war artist. I think he drew in Iraq and he drew in Chechnya, and he's amazing and
Yeah.
really worth looking at. All right.
Sorry. Yeah. I have to go now and stop the call. But thank you so much for the feedback. Have a lovely evening, and can wait for the next month.
Okay. Uh,
Thank you.
Alessandra. Okay, good. Alessandra, excellent. Kahori Silky, I did. Selma, I know Selma. I don't know if you wanted to speak, Selma, but you can maybe say a few words if you wish. But it's really nice to see you because I know I am annoying and I always ask you to do all these difficult tasks. But here, and I know you've scrabbled around and tried to do so many things, but you seem to have managed to get something quite nice here, which is real, abstract, graphic, and playful. And I think when we met in Paris and we first met, and I was trying to think where you were going to go, and I think Selma, we may have nearly landed where you need to land. So you can give me that's it, a love heart. But do you feel if you think I'm correct, I think Selma, you the only bit I'm still not 100% is this pink and green background. It looks like you did it in Photoshop or something, and it feels a little bit out of focus. So everything else is perfect. It's just if I was being really tough, I would just paint that in, or it needs to be dark, or it's you've made it bigger, that it looks out of focus. And you can tell me if I'm right. You can put a thumbs down, thumbs up, thumbs up. But yeah, if the only bit I'm not happy with is the background is out of focus. So, but the drawing is lovely, and I think, and I like that you've done this white drawing over the top. Uh, and made it a little bit more broke bashed so it doesn't feel perfect. I know I've been pushing you to get to this. So Selma, we're starting to land on something now. We just need to do more. So well done. And I know I'm really annoying and I've pushed you. Anita, I don't know if Anita's here. Let's have a quick look. No. Anita's not here. Okay, Anita, yes, good. I think you handed in work before. You've used a little bit less watercolors here, which is good. You're using the marker. Um, I think what would be really nice is to see you, because you have a very fashion drawing technique, a full figure. It would be good to see you do a full figure because you have a very finished approach to drawing. And maybe don't do too much cross hatching under the neck as a shadow. I think you've over illustrated that bit and it can look a bit too dark. The color underneath is enough. Yeah, it gives enough shadow under here. And also the hat. So it looks like you love drawing portraits, but the rest of it you're not in love with. Like that Kenzo hat, you could spend more time on it. And I think it could feel more loved. I want you to fall in love with that hat. So Anita, good work, but Kenzo needs as much love as this portrait. Um, Nina, we've done. Laura. Let me see if Laura's here. Someone's raised their hand. Ah, you're here. Or you've disappeared. Where are you, Laura? You came and disappeared. Oh no, you're there. I can see you. Um, let's have a look. Ah, good. A real mixed media here. So sort of large, really interesting typography. I like the painting over with the hair. It's really nice. I love this little character. I think if I was to probably, I might use the little character Laura Lane, who's a really amazing illustrator. She was drawing like little characters with objects, and I think I really like the little character. It reminds me of Kenzo. So you've really captured the essence of Kenzo here. And when you make work, you should really do like when I was at school, you have a viewfinder and you try and see what fits in the viewfinder. And I think there's a really nice area here, Laura. So just this bit here with this little character with the leg up. And this bit feels like a separate illustration with the person up here. So there's kind of, you've got a combination of things. Um, but and the hair in the background with that woman is really nice. So I probably would have cropped that because there's a really nice double page spread there from a commercial point of view. So that's good. I don't know. Did you have any more? Let's have a look. Mm, mm. No. Okay. Anyway, Laura, lovely. I really like it. A big improvement, and it's getting better. I'm seeing some really nice. The work's really improving, which I think is good news. So thumbs up to you. Well done, Laura. Um, Chi. I don't know if Chi's here. Let's have a look.
Hi, yes, I am here.
Where are you, Chi? I'm trying to find you. You're somewhere. You're somewhere, but I can't see. I can see a hand waving. Let me just see because you had two on here. Where's Chi? Can you hear me, Chi? Where did you go? Ah, Kalechi. I think Kalechi is Kalechi, not Chi.
Hi, yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, hey, yes. So my full name's Kelechi, but friends call me Chi as well, so
Ah,
both
okay.
is fine.
Yes, so I remember you came to Fashion Scout as well, didn't you?
I did, yes.
Good. So I think from a draw, and your background was it in marketing? I can't remember.
So actually fashion buying.
Fashion buying, that's it.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. And you're trying to do more fashion live event illustration work.
Exactly. Yeah, just exploring a bit more.
And we do get interest. At the moment, unfortunately, most of our work is in LA for live
Mm.
events. We do get some, like we've had some in China, and people commissioning us from London, they tend to be all abroad and local abroad people, but more are coming in London. We're slowly digging away at it, getting into the agencies. And, from your perspective, is there's a person who came to one of our live like the same thing as you, and she does jigsaw. Um, and I can't remember. I'll have to find out. If I find out, I'll do a bit of homework for you, Kelechi, just regarding getting work in London in live events
Oh, yeah, that'd be amazing.
and just thinking about sort of what work you need to create. And it's good doing the Kenzo is really handy, and it's good that you're doing full figures. What you should be doing on social media is very similar to this, and write down on a piece of paper like how long these are roughly taking because they want to know. They usually ask us, can they do 20 people in an hour? Can they do 10 people? What can they do? And what can be achieved and what can't be achieved? And then
Mhm.
it's really you to scrutinize. Um, and also, are you doing any live events which are unpaid? Are you going to any live events unpaid?
So I actually just had one earlier this month. So it wasn't unpaid, but it wasn't like the what I would normally charge. I think that a normal illustrator would charge, but
Yeah,
it was my first event, so it was kind of a favor to me in a way as well to get content. So yeah, that was a pop-up, a fashion pop-up.
nice.
So I was able to get some practice doing quick illustrations. So they took me roughly 10 minutes.
Ah,
But yeah, obviously want to pick up the speed and try and make it a bit more dynamic and yeah, a bit faster. But yeah, it was a good experience and it helped prepare me for what a maybe different fashion event might be like.
because there's a few illustrators who have been with us and they've moved on and they've done well. And Claire Jones, who was with us, she illustrates for lots of little events. She didn't know anybody like similar. You should know more because you're from fashion buying.
Yeah.
Your contacts should be a bigger list. And I would really be reaching out to all of them, any parties or launch events, and say, if you need an illustrator, and then really think about, okay, what do they want illustrating? So they may want collections. They probably want people who buy their collections if they're bags. So you probably need to draw more products. People like to see them drawing on products. So even if you get bags from shops and drawing on a bag. Uh, Also, like you did at our event, there's another person who does live events, and she had some really good contacts at Chanel, so she was quite lucky. And she constantly is going to events and sharing her work of drawing people, and you now don't know whether she's there for a client or not. She manages to get in. So if you could get into any high-end events, any contacts that you have, get yourself in there and just keep drawing. And the more people start seeing you, the more work you're going to get. And I think that's the main goal for you, paid or unpaid. Just get in there and be drawing at events. And once people can't see you, people love illustration. Like when you came to Fashion Scout, they're all around,
Yeah.
they're looking at the work and they're really engaged. So from a drawing perspective, it's nice. You've got good perspective. The only thing I would suggest is you need to play with your mediums.
Yeah.
You're using an ink pen and you're using certain things like you might be using markers. Try other equipment,
Hmm.
ways of drawing. Maybe you could loosen up a bit so it doesn't always have to be. Maybe try portrait. I love your little head with the woman with um, the Kenzo Paris hat. And what I would like you to do is maybe get that and photocopy it and blow it up bigger.
Okay. Yep.
Redraw it as if you're copying it big. So the style feels quite naive.
Mm.
Would it because you wouldn't draw that approach big, but people will like that because it feels a little bit different and there's lots of Japanese illustrators who draw like that, but you're not used to because you're drawing quite small. But if you draw a portrait and you have this kind of little naive technique, they're like, wow, this is really cool. And there's an illustrator called Daisy Villeneuve. Daisy Villeneuve, and she did a lot of work for Topshop. She did all their boxes, all their packaging, and she does similar to you. She was using markers and pens, and she's had a great career. So maybe have a look at her, Daisy Villeneuve.
Villeneuve. Okay. Yep. I'll research her.
She's a London illustrator, and she's had an amazing career. She worked for Mulberry. She's worked with lots of people. So I think if you could do that Paris Kenzo, blow it up big, and then redraw it so it feels exactly like that but bigger, I
Okay.
think it would be cool to see. All right.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Thank you.
Well done, Kalechi.
Thank you.
See you again at Fashion Scout.
Yes.
And next, who's next? Kalechi done. Deleta. Is Deleta here? No, no Deleta. So let's have a look at Deleta's illustration. Deleta, always great. I love this combination of drawing, block color, really interesting typography. Whenever I see your work, it feels ready for campaigns. Really nice work. And I guess like listening to some of the other illustrators, where next? What's your plan of action and what are you going to do? So great work, Delita. I love this really zingy blue. It almost feels Mondrian-esque. There's something quite Mondrian-like. Um, and I think that is it. And I think our recording stopped on an hour because I've
Patrick, I also uploaded mine
Iris.
at
Uh,
the end, almost at the end.
where are you? Mm. Here. Iris. So have you had any feedback since I last spoke to you?
Yes, so many people asked to buy it. My price was too high, I guess, but yes.
Ah, uh,
And I got someone gave me a commissioned work. Usually, I don't really, I know it sounds strange. I don't like to do private works. I want to work with design houses and etc. But he was a shoe designer for Chanel. So I
oh,
said to myself, Iris, take this job. And he's such a charming man. And it's private, it's something private for him, but I enjoy it very much.
we can't get better than that. A person who works for Chanel, a private client, it only leads on to good work and better
Yes.
things because they tend to be talking about you, showing their friends, and their friends will all work for Chanel.
He
So
used to work for Chanel, but it's also very good.
yes, but they still have contacts and they'll meet up and they'll go to each other's houses.
This is what I thought about. So I try to be very, very positive about it. Yes.
Yes, and Iris, I love these, and I think my only question to me is, what are you going to do next, and how do we make the most out of what you're doing? Like what? Because I love these, and there's a really from my other side of my brain, my academic side, which I don't like to have, is if you were to think about a form of drawing uh, to be critical, like if you said this is needle expressionism, like is there a word that represents?
Yes, yes. I always write the same words. I draw with thread, thread drawing.
Yes, but I'm trying to think of like, is there, we think about impressionism and we think
Mm.
about abstract expressionism and we think about all these different words, surrealism. What is the word that represents someone who's drawing with needle and thread?
I think I do expressionist work, but I'm still it's very early to say because I've been only doing it for 3 months. I
Yeah.
never did it before, so I'm still looking for my handwrite.
Yeah, yeah, but I think we're starting to get somewhere, and I think we need to start thinking tougher and go, okay, Iris, if you're having an exhibition in a gallery, at a really top gallery, and we
This
need,
is what I want.
but I need to know what the approach of your drawing is. Like what is, so we've got this expressionistic needlework. Is there a collective? Have you looked online, other people doing it? Have you thought about that? Is there anyone else who's a needle and thread expert who does it in an expressive way like you, or are you on your own? Like what's happening?
I looked around, of course. Uh, I found out that many people have turned their art from drawing to embroidery. Even from where I am from, Tel Aviv, I know five, not personally, but I know 5 artists who now only does embroidery. It's very strange. It's like maybe the AI
Yes, AI.
turn people to do something different, more crafty, like myself. Uh, exactly my style, exactly. No, I didn't see anyone, not in the Pinterest, not everywhere.
Mm.
Uh, but I'm still looking for my.
Your group.
I feel I have a style, but I'm not sure what my subject or theme is, what I'm talking about, because I love fashion. So here at FIDA, I do fashion inspiration, but on my other works, I'm not sure fashion is the answer. I have a very strong interest in fashion. It will my works will always have some aspects of fashion, like color and pattern, but I'm not sure the subject should be about fashion.
Yeah.
I
I
think
I think they're great, Iris. All I think is they're great. And for me, I'm always thinking where, like, I guess the next thing you need to think about is who, like, I guess Kenzo loves embroidery. Like, think of brands who love embroidery. Kenzo, even though it's a cheeky, playful brand, they do lots of embroidery, like the tiger and stuff like that. And they really are playful. You need to maybe share this more with uh, the teams of people from, if you want, I know you're not too worried about it, but I think if you want it to have more legs, who could you tag in that's looking from Kenzo point of view? And look at other brands like Erdem and Roxana and brands that use embroidery quite heavily in what
Mhm.
they do. And I think they might then really go, we need some of this in our life. We need it.
I want to get to them slowly. I'm trying, I'm tagging, I'm looking for people who work there.
Yeah, it will come. If you create good stuff, it will come. So I'm not nervous. And I just think you need that body of work. And once you've got a volume of it, I think it's just the next question is, okay, this needs to be exhibited or exhibited alongside a brand. Maybe find a brand, even if it's an Israeli brand that's young or cool or whatever, and you say, I'd love to do a collaboration with you. and I'll illustrate some of your pieces in using needle and thread, and maybe it might inspire them to think your way. I don't know. I'm just trying to think ideas for you because it is a very unique approach and a very expressionistic approach, and you're in your own league,
Wow, thank you.
which is nice. So Iris, excellent work as always, and I think it's just a case of don't make it too perfect, which is what I like. You've got this very like just get on with it approach, uh, and that's what I like about it. I think it's really cool the way you've done it, and I'm trying to think let's say if fashion was out the picture, what else could you do in needle and thread that gives you that same vitality? That's have you done any still lifes?
Uh, no, I've done portraits and I've done a lot of lately, only lately. I make images in Midjourney. I
Yeah,
try to make them like with digital glitches and like destroy them
yeah.
and then make it with thread.
Good. There is an artist who was at the. I went to a show at White Cube, or which then went on to either a small part of Tate, and she used to make her environments in Blender, and then have really extreme light, and then paint them.
I
So,
didn't understand. What did you do?
so Blender is like a 3D software. And
Yes, yes, Blender.
so she would use Blender, she would make her environments and her landscapes in Blender and
Ah,
really extreme lighting in Blender. And then she would do screenshots and then paint the screenshots.
yes, it's kind of similar. Yes. Use
Similar.
digital to make a craft.
Yes, I think your technique and your philosophy is perfect. Is using Midjourney as your image generator and then recreating it in a very a craft way. It's the narrative for that is perfect. And I
I
and
used to work for me with Midjourney for like 2 years every day, so I know how to work with this and with this together.
good. Iris, excellent. Keep up the amazing work.
Thank you, thank you.
Well done, well done. Okay, we're well over time. We're usually meant to be an hour, but we're an hour and 40, so we were too long, and I think I've used up all your time. So anyway, everybody, thank you so much. Well done. Thanks for all the great work. Have a lovely evening and enjoy the sun. Anyone in London, we've got our good weather, but it will end soon. We'll have rain soon. So anyway, well done, everybody, and I'll see you next month. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye bye, everybody. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Good night.
Bye bye. Thank you.